from the valley of Jezreel to an altitude of about 562 meters, 1,844 feet above sea level. From the WNW it looks like a truncated cone, and from this like the segment of a sphere. From its summit, a rather flat elliptic area about 0.4 kilometers, 0.25 mi wide from end to S and twice as long from E to W, it affords a magnificent view in all directions. The impressive prominence of this mountain probably explains why the psalmist mentions Tabor and Mount Hermon together as outstanding examples of the Creator's majestic craftsmanship. PS 89. 12. Jehovah also used the striking massiveness of Tabor, standing alone in the valley of Jezreel, to illustrate the impressiveness of Nebuchadnezzar upon his entering Egypt with a mighty military force. Jah 46. 13, 18. Tabor was made particularly famous when Barak, at God's direction, assembled 10,000 men from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun against Sisera and his army, which included 900 chariots with iron scythes. At the given signal Barak and his forces hurried down the slopes of Tabor, and after Jehovah had thrown the Canaanites into confusion, the Israelites won a decisive victory over the fleeing forces of Sisera. JG 4. 4-16. Some years later Tabor witnessed the killing of Gideon's brothers by Zebah and Zalmunna, the kings of Midian. JG 8. 18, 19. By the middle of the 8th century BCE the unfaithful priestly and regal houses of Israel were as a net spread over Tabor, possibly using that mountain W of the Jordan as a center for idolatry to snare the Israelites. Mizpah may have been so used of the Jordan. Ho 5. 1. The summit of Tabor provided a commanding position and a most suitable location for a fortified city. The ruins show that such a city flourished there before and after the 1st century CE. This fact gives reason to question the tradition that Tabor was the location of Jesus' transfiguration, for the accounts say that Jesus and his 3 companions were in the mountain by themselves, to themselves alone. Mount Hermon is more likely that lofty mountain, and it is near Caesarea Philippi at the headwaters of the Jordan, where Jesus had been shortly before the transfiguration. Mount 17. 1, 2. Mr. 8. 27. 9. 2. 2. One of the cities in the territory of Zebulun given to the Levitical sons of Merari. Today its location is unknown. 1ch 6. 1, 77. 3. The big tree of Tabor was presumably in Benjamin's territory. It was a landmark that Samuel referred to in his instructions to Saul after Saul's anointing, where he was to meet 3 men en route to Bethel. The site is unknown today. 1-10. 1-3. Mount Tabor rises abruptly from the valley of Jezreel to Brim and Tab Middle Rim Monday Good is Rimmon the Assyrian storm god, father of Syrian king Ben-Hadad son of Hezion. 1 Kai 15. 18. Tadmor. A wilderness location where Solomon did building work sometime after 1017 BCE 2ch 8. 1, 4 Tadmor is commonly identified with the city known to the Greeks and Romans as Palmyra. Its ruins lie in an oasis on the northern edge of the Syrian desert about 210 kilometers 130 mi of Damascus. A nearby village is still called Tudma by the Arabs. If correctly identified, Dahan 1062 with Palmyra, Tadmor may have served as a garrison city for defending the distant northern border of Solomon's kingdom and also as an important caravan stop. See Tamar 4. Dahan Dahanites Tahan Middle-ites of belonging to Dahan. Dahan was the founder of an Ephraimic tribal family, the Dahanites. New 26. 35. It is not certain whether he is the same Dahan mentioned at 1 Chronicles 7. 25. Tahash Sealskin, the son of Abraham's brother Nahor by his concubine Rumah. GE 22. 23, 24. Tahath from a root meaning lower. Under. 1. The descendant of Ephraim through Shuthelah. 1ch 7. 20. 2. Another Ephraimite, related to number 1. 1ch 7. 20. 3. A Kohathite Levite, forefather of Samuel and Heman. 1ch 6. 22, 24, 33, 37, 38. 4. A wilderness campsite of Israel. Its location is unknown. New 33. 26, 27. Techimanite to middle.chamo middle.night. A designation for one of David's mighty men, Joshua-Shabbath. 2 23. 8 spelled Hakmonite at 1 Chronicles 11. 11. It indicates a descendant of Hakmoni. Tupan's Tupan middle.es, also Tupanhas Tupan middle.has, Tahaphanhas to middle.hafeni middle.hes. A city in Egypt regularly mentioned with other cities of northern Lower Egypt, such as Nof Memphis, on Heliopolis, and Pibeseth Burbastis. During the last years of the Judean kingdom, the prophet Jeremiah consistently warned his people against political alliances with Egypt, a reliance on Egypt for help against the rising power of Babylon. Nof Memphis, the Egyptian capital, and Tupanhas are spoken of as feeding on Judah